Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to yet another episode of Lowdown with Levels of Wrestling. Tonight we are here with the former WWE star and author of the Damn Why Did I Write This Book, JTG. How you doing, man?
How you doing, man? Everything's great. Just to do things the old JTG way. Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy JTG, aka unlike LeBron, I stay with the Heat. Chill.
Man, do you know how many times I've pulled the yo-yo-yo card this week and no one's understood it?
Oh,
man.
that was even better. Throwing
so
LeBron
sad.
under the bus there too. That was great.
That was off the top of the dome,
Loved it.
So, new book. How are you feeling about it, man? It must be good to get something out there and give people something different to read for a change.
Yeah, that was the whole goal about it. In the wrestling business, there's never been a book strictly on Heat, and that's such a big topic in the wrestling business that no one really talks about.
Well, you certainly nailed the heat part. I mean, like I said, I found myself laughing quite often. It's nice to see as well, like the heat from the inside view rather than someone just bitching about it the whole time.
Oh no, no, no! When you get into that business, you pretty much know what you're getting into. That was one of the first things I was told about was heat. You don't want to get heat, and the ways to avoid it. And as I got deeper and deep into the wrestling business, there's no way you could avoid heat. You're going to get it.
Yeah, whether you want to or not, or whether it's because of you or not, you ended up just being such a heat magnet. It's insane.
There's some more heat magnets in the business, and I hope they write a book too.
Oh, all right. I'd like
Don't let
that.
them steal the glory. I mean, if you want to write a book, you keep the book. That's your thing now. You gotta do this.
Oh no, did we lose him?
Yeah, sorry, no, I'm back. I don't know what happened there. That was very unfortunate. Hopefully he'll come back.
There we
There
go.
we go. Don't know what happened there. Apologies. We back. We lost you, man. We lost you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this damn.
Sorry, tech's never a good thing on this show. So we were just saying though, like a new book. I mean, you got to let that be your thing now. I mean, this is obviously like, don't leave it to the other guys to write books on Heat. If you're doing this and you're doing it well, go ahead, man. Especially when so many people have bought it already.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. I'm getting a lot of good positive feedback. I've been looking for the negative feedback, so the next book I could bring it up. But haven't been any negative feedback, and everybody's enjoying the book.
So there's definitely going to be a next book then.
Oh, definitely. It's by popular demand. I have to give a damn. Why did I write this book too?
It'd be awesome to see, just something like a little blog or something like on that kind of thing. It'd be amazing to catch when people are doing that new stuff every week.
Blog too. Yeah, we could do a blog too.
Yeah, it'd be fresh. Definitely give someone something to read each week if they're not keeping up with you. Make a subscription, make money on the side. Why not?
There you go. Thanks
So,
for the idea.
Tell you what, you don't have to pay me for that one. You can keep the cash. So, are you still keeping up with the current product, or are you just watching occasionally?
I watch occasionally. My mom is still a big fan, and when she visits, when she's over, she will watch Raw. I'm passing back in the living room, and I will see what's going on. If I see one of my superstars that I like, there's a few superstars characters that I really am intrigued by, like Bray Wyatt. He's had such a great character. I'll stay in the living room and watch what segment he's doing. Who else? Dolph Ziggler's a great performer. I'm a fan of Ryback. I'm a fan of Ryback.
We ain't gonna judge. Paul might, but I won't.
Hey, I like Ryback. Leave him alone. He seems like just a genuine good dude. So,
Yeah, you
which
said that
I'm
now.
sure
You didn't say
probably
that last week.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, shh. That was last week. Why are you bringing up bullshit?
So obviously you say guys like Wyatt and Ziggler are out there just now. What is it that makes them so interesting for you? You back with us?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what's going on.
You said Wyatt and Ziggler are such an interest to you. What is it that makes them so interesting? Is it just the characters, or is it
Their characters and personality and charisma.
Yeah, Do you know what? That's one thing that always drags me is the charisma. Regardless of ring talent, it sounds really bad. I love a guy that can just make me watch for who they are.
Exactly.
The whole character thing's amazing. Bray Wyatt in particular, I love that.
Oh, definitely.
So, is it just WWE, or you try to keep up with other shows? I mean, I know in particular we tend to speak about Lucha Underground quite a bit. Obviously, guys like John Morrison over there now as well.
Hmm. I've been to a few Lucha Underground shows. Shad and I went about a month ago to check it out together. And I only went live. I never watched it on TV. So I'm not following any wrestling right now. No TNA, no Lucha Underground.
I bet it's kind of refreshing as well. I mean, there was
Yeah,
about
I'm starting a new chapter in my life. And my whole life has been about wrestling since my mom was watching wrestling since the '70s. She was there when Jimmy Fly Snuka jumped off the cage. She was there when the Iron Sheik won the title from Bob Backlund, and when Hogan won it. It's like my whole life has been about wrestling, being a fan, and then after high school, going straight into wrestling. So I just want to start a whole new chapter in my life that's outside of wrestling, branding myself and branding Crime Time in other parts of the entertainment industry.
And speaking of that, you have a movie coming out. You want to tell everybody about that?
I'm doing a movie called Bad Night, directed by the Real Brothers. And this is my first role where, I do my own stunts, speaking role, I get my ass kicked, which I'm used to. And I get to shoot a prop gun. Yeah.
How was that? I mean, prop gun? You ever shot a real gun to know a difference? I mean, big deal or little deal? We lose him again?
Yeah, we lost him again.
Bad times. Hopefully he'll be back with us in a minute. I gotta say, the idea of a movie with JTG, I'm kind of cool with that. Just saying, man, the idea of a movie, obscenely cool.
I'm back, keep cutting out on me.
It's alright, tech problems. Like I said, we're used to them on Lowdown. For the first season that we did this, there was nothing but tech issues.
Oh, God.
That's when you go, like, overseas doing this. That's when it gets complicated. So, you said, like, your whole life's been about wrestling. What was the one moment that really kind of sucked you in?
What sucked me into wrestling? Hulk Hogan as a kid, he was just such a larger-than-life character. And Hulk Hogan and Macho Man, those characters, Ultimate Warrior, those characters sucked me in, and then that's when, I was just hooked. And then as I got older, Bret the Hitman Hart was a big impact on my life.
I think that tends to be
all right, so you're with WWE for what, 8 years, right?
Yeah, almost 8 years, yeah.
Any moments, or the first moment that you were like starstruck?
Starstruck? Of course, when I met Shawn Michaels and Triple H, I was starstruck. For those who didn't read the book, you'll have to you definitely have to read it for that one chapter. You meet the guy that you loved growing up as a kid, and then womp womp womp. Yeah, so you're gonna have to read the book to find out the details.
Yeah. You don't exactly drop names, but you can figure it out really quick. So yeah, definitely another reason to get the book, folks.
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
It was just about being sucked into wrestling. I mean, you say it was like Hulk Hogan and things. Was it a specific match, or was it just the idea of Hogan being like this over the top?
Just the idea of Hogan. Just the idea of Hogan. This is the guy who put WWE on the map, WWF at the time. So meeting him was a star. I'm not really I don't get starstruck, especially living in Los Angeles.
Man, I love technology.
I blame you because
because I'm in a different country. What are you, some kind of racist? I'll call that card if I need to.
Is that what that would be?
That's it's countryist.
I'm simply saying that our internet in America is better than yours. It's your fault for being in Scotland. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, sir.
Man, he's blaming Nessie for like bad internet. I love it.
That's what it is. It's the Loch Ness Monster's fault. It's your fault for being in Scotland, sir.
I'm back.
I'm glad. Obviously, like being in WWE for 8 years, I imagine you saw like some of the great moments and some awful moments. Was there anything in particular that really stood out for you, like your favorite moment being there?
So my favorite moments being there, watching the retirement match of both Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, being there for that. Those are both 2 WrestleManias. I enjoyed the WrestleManias, being there, watching it for free. You're
Man, I don't know anything about watching shows for free.
you grew up watching WrestleMania, and then now you're in the stands watching it, where people pay thousands of dollars, and I'm there watching it for free. That's a great experience. Sometimes you just gotta stand back and look at everything like, wow, I'm here.
So is there like a big JTG WrestleMania match that you could have had with anyone? Who would it have been with?
Man, I would have loved to work Crime Time versus DX. He was being compared to DX, Chad and I were both being called the Urban DX backstage with some of the antics we were pulling. So it was at a point where I really thought we were going to work them eventually, but that never came to pass. But those 2 I would have loved to work, but that's never going to happen.
I really would have liked to have seen that. Actually, I really, really enjoyed the tag team that you had going on. It's a shame that there wasn't like a lot of merch kind of came available in the UK, because I know I would have bought it. But
thanks. Maybe get them glasses. Maybe get them glasses one day.
Oh, damn right. We got those over here now. Just get JTG on them though instead.
Yeah, we're still waiting for those glasses to be coming out. Read the book, folks. It's a book reference.
Hey, Chris, thanks for joining us. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
All right. What inspired you to write the book?
He'll be back.
No, we lost him again. There we go.
So, what inspired you to write the book?
What inspired me to write the book, I would tell stories to friends and family, and I would get the same reaction after I'm done with the story, that it was hilarious. They were literally laughing. They couldn't believe it. They thought I was making shit up. They couldn't believe how ridiculous, how petty some of the situations that I were in, and it was like, I was like, it's true. Like, I can't make this shit up. And they said that I need to write a book, and I shrugged them off. I didn't like, come on, really, I'm not an author. I'm not gonna write a book. I never did that before. I'm not gonna literally get get books published and get hard copies. Like, that's what I was thinking. But then being the new age of ebooks, that's a good platform. So that's the route I decided to take. One day I just said, F it, put the book out.
It's definitely a good way to look at it, man. I love this idea now that people are so active, they can do their own thing, they can start promoting their own books like you're doing. You get people that are doing their own podcasts like Austin and Jericho. Seeing this side of wrestling is kind of cool. Like, I definitely, from a fan's perspective anyway.
Say that one more time? I'm sorry.
The idea of like wrestlers now coming out with a new format, it's like a really cool experience for fans to now like see new podcasts and new books like yourself. Was there like a moment that you decided that it's definitely going to be a book and it's not just going to be like a series of videos or anything? Like
a series of what?
Videos or clips that you could have recorded.
Oh, like no, I didn't decide to do that. I just wanted to stick to the main topic of heat. If I answered your question.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because heat was something that's never been touched on, and I think it needed to be done. I wanted to bring the fans on a little journey behind the veil of wrestling, and I think I did a pretty good job.
Oh, I mean, definitely did a great job through the book. Like you said, it seems quite petty in some of the situations, but it's incredible.
And to me, the best part is that you're not throwing anybody under the bus. You're not out there naming names and going, this guy sucked, and this guy was a shit worker. You weren't doing the CM Punk thing. You treated it fairly, and you didn't name a lot. You barely named names. So I mean, big kudos to you on that.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, that's cool. No. Don't worry about it, man. We're just saying it's kind of cool how you didn't name names.
Yeah, you didn't drop names. You didn't go the CM Punk route and throw guys under the bus and throw the company under the bus. You just this is your point of view. This is what you went through. This is what you did. You're not trying to bury anybody. You're not trying to kill anybody's career. You're just telling your stories, and that's what I love most about it.
And there's plenty more. You know, I just had to pick and choose from the from the big list of stories. The
Can't wait to
one
hear
I
more.
just I wrote I was gonna add a chapter to the ebook for Amazon, and I sent it to my editor to check it out. He told me that it was this is too good. You can't give this away for free. You're gonna have to save it for part 2. I'm like, damn. And that's a good one. So I can't wait for you guys to to read that one.
Oh, I really can't wait.
I'm intrigued. You got me wondering, man. How long are we gonna have to wait for that?
Man, I don't want to put a deadline on it because that's gonna kill the creativity. I don't like deadlines.
We just need to know that it's in the works, yeah.
Yeah, just know it's in the works and it's gonna make it as hot as this one or hotter.
No, that's lofty right there, sir. Now I really can't wait. I gotta say though, my favorite part was the heat commandments. That was just so fucking genius. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. And that was a last minute thing. I just decided to add that in at the end.
So good, so good. And
there's so much more. There's so much heat commandments, but I try to fit in as much as possible without boring the readers.
Oh well. Then we need the Heat Commandments Part 2 for the second book. Absolutely.
So guys, don't forget, as you're listening as well, you can download this on our app that you can get from the Google Play Store, and be sure to listen to Ringside Ramblers, who also spoke to JTG earlier in the week. Just Saying podcast.
That was last week.
I'm still in the same week. How you doing, man?
Yeah, you people in your fake time over there.
Enough with the fake time, man.
Fake time.
So I mean, you were saying guys like Bray Wyatt and Ryback. I mean, obviously that feud just now must be like kind of catching your interest quite a bit. You've got two guys that you're both supporting there. Who are you pulling for?
Oh yeah, definitely. I found that out on social media that those two were working. So I'm gonna borrow one of my buddies' WWE Network account password and watch it on Sunday.
There you go. Love it.
Yeah, I keep
Live
it real.
the gimmick. I love it.
I'm not spending $9.99.
Live the gimmick. I love it.
So we had a question coming from one of our listeners earlier on. They just wondered, like, obviously when you were working with stars like Lita and things, how did you feel about doing the angle where you were giving away her stuff in the arena?
I didn't. Shad and I both didn't want to do it, but we know it was great. It was a great segment. We didn't want to do it because not because we didn't like this segment. We thought it was great. It was the fact that I don't think she was comfortable with it, what made us a little bit uncomfortable. But if she was happy about it, we would have definitely been. I think that segment could have been a lot better. I think Shad and I held back.
I know for a fact it's definitely one that a few of our followers were a bit edgy with, but I still find it kind of funny to this day.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, was that in Philly? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I think
Philly,
it was Lisa's last match, was it not?
Yeah. I got a lot of heat for that. Like, fans think that we come up with the storylines. Like, oh, I don't like what you guys did to Lita. Well, they pay me to do that. That's my job. That's my job.
How much input did you and Chad have in who you guys were working, any angles, character, any of that type of stuff?
You're going to have to re-ask him in a moment when he rejoins us. It's funny, we've got this far without tech problems, and tonight, of all nights, this happens.
And last week, too.
Yeah, last week was... I don't know what that was about last week.
Last Thursday, because I had no internet, and then yours went kaput as well.
All right, what was that last question? I'm sorry. The last thing I heard was how much input Shad and I had?
Yep. How much input did you guys have with who you guys worked with, angles, character development, any of that type of stuff?
None at all.
Oh wow.
The only input we had was with the segments. We had some creativity, creative liberty to say what we wanted to say and how we wanted to say it, because it was kind of hard for some of the writers to really tell us how to speak, come across.
Okay. So that's why your guys' promos sounded more authentic. Now it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Very
but when
cool.
it came to matching who we wanted to work with, we had no say in that. I don't think we was there long enough to stop pulling those type of strings.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, 8 years is a fairly long time. You think in the end you'd get there, but just how it worked.
No.
So, as you were getting towards like the end of your WWE career, how did it feel? Obviously, I know you and Shad broke up as a team a few years before that. How did it feel being a single star compared to being in a tag team?
I was definitely looking forward to being being a solo superstar. Um, I wanted to follow in the footsteps of Bret the Hitman Hart, so I was definitely looking forward to it. You know, I wanted to chase the IC title. I wanted to get away from the whole crime time look. You know, I tried very hard. If you look back, you know, I took my braids out. I stopped wearing jeans. I think I went a bit too far off the edge, and I came back a little bit. I think I should have went straight from the jeans to the trunks. That would have been a better look.
Were there any plans for you to be in a program for the IC title or anything?
It's like we get one question in, and then the internet just hates us.
Yeah. Oh well.
Sorry, I'm going to turn my camera off and see if this helps, because that's a new thing.
I can't see it'd be a problem.
I'm going to sort Chris's mic out at the same time.
Yep. Always.
Am I the only one getting kicked off?
There
Paul,
we
what
go.
was your question?
Oh, were there any plans for you to challenge for any singles titles?
No, not at all.
Man, that was
No,
actually
With us, and they was gonna, they were supposed to put us on separate shows, and then they put me back on SmackDown. I went to Raw, then I went back to SmackDown, which I thought was stupid because you're just gonna have two guys who just feuded, who just split up from a tag team, and then put them back on the same brand, when we're both trying to, you know, go our separate ways. It was just, they don't know what they're doing until last minute.
So unorganized.
Yeah, wow. It seems like that's what they're still kind of doing creatively, not always knowing what they're doing.
Everything is last minute.
I mean, obviously, you said you changed the look up a bit. If you could have really pushed it as far as you could, which look would you have ideally gone for? I mean, that really interests me because I think it's such a big impact for a character. The first thing you see, obviously, is them bursting out through the stage.
Yeah, I would have gone with the trunks right off the back. Skip the leather pants and skip the hair out. I think the Brooklyn trunks was pretty cool. And I would have loved to see myself as an action figure with those Brooklyn trunks too. I didn't get that last action figure that I wanted. I really wanted that the action figure with me, the Brooklyn trunks. Maybe next time.
If there was anything that you could go back and tell yourself, your 21-year-old self just got signed, give yourself some words of advice, what would they be?
Man, the way my career went, I'm completely fine with it. I have no regrets, and I would just say, shit, it's gonna be a wild one. Oh, hang on tight. There's nothing in my career that I would have changed. Where I'm at right now, I'm enjoying life. I'm staying busy. I got a few projects that if I didn't go the course that I took, I don't know where I'll be here today. So I'm glad everything turned out the way it did.
Oh, I love that answer. I love never having regrets. That is awesome.
Thanks, man.
How much different is it being on a movie set compared to being in a ring?
To be honest, I would like to, you know, WWE did help with that, because when you're a professional wrestler, there's no second takes, there's no third takes. You know, you got one time to do it. So when I'm doing that movie, like I was so hardwired to try to get it in that one take. And it was like, it's all right, man, you can mess up. The director's like, hey, if you want to do something over, it's no problem. We got all the film in the world. I'm like, okay, all right. So I had to take some adjusting.
You got any other projects in the work in front of the camera?
In front of the camera, no. Just doing a lot of auditioning, which also WWE also helped me for, because in Hollywood there's a lot of rejection. You know.
Right.
Ow. You think you get a kick-ass, badass job at the audition, and you never get that call back. But it's all right. That's Hollywood.
So, what about JTG in WWE movies? I mean, they've now got their own film studio. Surely that's a thing that you could try.
they're not putting me in any movies. I don't think. I don't think. Not after this book.
They're gonna love you, man.
Not after this book. There's gonna be no JTG movie. And especially after part 2, there's definitely not gonna be no JTG movies.
Oh man, talk about movies, man. I think back to all the vignettes that you started off with, like the crime time running, like robbery store quick movements and getting in and out as quick as you can. I always remember thinking, like, who came up with that? Was that yourselves or was that creative?
With the vignettes?
Yeah, I mean the stuff with the robberies and things like that. I always thought was hilarious.
Chad and I did that originally in OVW. We did all the vignettes ourselves. We took initiative and we went outside of OVW. We shot some videos, shot some vignettes with some friends and family, and we brought it back to OVW. They edited it and they loved it. And then someone at WWE saw those vignettes and they showed it to Vince, and that's how we got hired. I mean, called up to Raw. Chad was already under contract. I wasn't. And when the ones that you saw on Raw, we did those same vignettes, but WWE added their production and some money behind it.
I imagine the production value difference was quite a bit then.
A lot different. HD helps, you know.
No, you see, on this show, HD doesn't help. No one needs this face. That's why we hide behind the black screen. Obviously, coming up, like you said, you've got a second book coming out. You've got this movie coming up. Is there anything in particular that you'd love to achieve or even aim towards that you're not, currently doing?
Just being a businessman, man. I got a lot of projects going on. Like I said before, one project I can't really talk too much in detail about because of the contracts that I signed, but that's looking pretty promising, and that's keeping me busy. And then when it does come to fruition, I can't wait to say that I was behind it.
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued, man. I've got to ask the obvious question. I know you say you got a lot of projects coming up. Will we ever see JTG in a ring again?
On the road full time, no. That takes a whole different mindset. I have a totally different mindset now. I'm more of a entrepreneur now. You know, when you're under contract, you're pretty much, you belong to WWE. They tell you what to do, when to go, what time is like. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a different mindset for that, and if you have a family now, correct?
Yeah, correct. So yeah, leaving them and going on the road 5 days out of the week and only being with my daughter 1.5 days. No, I can't do that.
Yeah, yep.
Unless there's a lot of zeros to make up.
Yeah, to me, the wrestling games always seem like a young man's and a single man's game.
Yeah. Your family, man, is really tough. You know, there was a point when my daughter would see the airport because she was still a child. She would see the airport and just start crying because she knew Daddy was leaving, and that affected me.
Yeah, yep. I have kids myself, so yep, I definitely know that.
So, do you want to let people know where they can pick up the book? Where's best for you? I mean,
you can pick up the book is everywhere now. The book is in Amazon. It's on Nook. It's on what else? What's the other one called? Kobo? Yeah, it's Kobo. Kobo. Yeah, you can find the link in my Twitter and Instagram. And my Twitter is JTG1284. My Instagram is JTG121084. And I'll be doing a Q&A soon with. I just wanted to give a shout out to that. I'll be doing a Q&A soon on Twitter using this app called Airsay, EARSAYE, that allows users to send 15-second voice messages with sound effects in them. They have over 100 sound effects, so I'm looking forward to having fun with the fans, answering their questions, implementing some of those crazy sound effects.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
I definitely look forward to that. I love the use of sound effects. I know we've used them a few times.
Yes, too many.
Thanks, Chris. Is there anything you'd love to say to a couple of the fans before you head off?
I just want to tell them thank you for all the love and getting Dan, why did I write this book in Amazon top seller? You know, when I saw that, I was like, wow, I'm on to something. Let's keep it up. And I want to I couldn't have done it without the fans, and I thank you guys.
And Big thank you to you, man. It's been an awesome opportunity talking to you, and it's definitely been a great read as well. Continue, keep going, and hopefully we'll get to that second book soon.
Thank you, man. Looking forward to. I'm having fun writing it already.
No problem. Well, hopefully when you get it out there, we'll get you back on and we'll talk about it.
Definitely. I'm here, man.
No problem, man. We'll speak to you soon.
All right, man. Cheers.
Wow. So, guys, that was JTG with the Levels of Wrestling. Be sure that you want to hear the whole thing. You can download it on the Levels of Wrestling app, or you can head over to levelsofwrestling.podbean.com and hear it on there as well. Yeah. So, guys, how are we feeling tonight?
I'm good. I'm ready for a nap now.
That man has so many and so much charisma. It's incredible.
Yep, and to think that they pretty much kind of squandered it.
Yep.
WWE. What's amazing is I went from being in a fairly down mood, and he's just cheered me right up.
Yep.
So JTG, I thank you.
I just feel down that I missed the first 15 minutes.
I know. Unfortunately, it was just one of those things.
Yep.
It's all right. It's all right. You can always listen to it back.
You'll get to hear it all.
Go.
I may actually have to go do that.
On that thing. Yeah.
On that thing, yeah.
On the thing that I created.
Yep. Yeah. Just another big thank you to my good friend JTG, because it's the second time I've got to talk to him. We're
gonna be plugging him all week now just because you spoke to him twice.
We're close friends.
I can imagine there's JTG and then Paul and then Shad. I mean, I'm fairly sure that's how it's going to go now.
Yeah. That's that's one of the rumors I've put out there.
It sounds completely legitimate.
I've put that rumor out there. So
I've heard Crime Time's coming back, but it's going to be CPC.
Yep.
It's going to be good.
Yes.
So, guys, how did you find this week's Raw?
Ugh.
I know, right?
After last week's total kick-ass show, we went right back to how everything has been, just formulaic and simple, and we got Triple H back, and maybe that was part of it, where just knowing he was back, and then just getting his opening promo, everything just kind of seemed pretty formulaic and almost anticlimactic. I liked the ending. The last couple minutes, and I like the Cena Neville match. I fucking loved that match.
I don't think there's anyone on the internet who didn't like that match.
Yeah, those guys are just killing it every single week, and what a smart finish too. I mean, you get Neville hitting his finisher on John Cena.
Well,
awesome, mate.
This was the thing that I was saying, even with stuff about even with Sami Zayn, to me, you should have had Russo a consecutive attack sort of thing happening. He should have been making sure that nobody got the title except him.
But yeah, especially looking back now, because they pulled that off this week. Why didn't they do that last week to Zayn?
Well, yeah, and this is the thing. I think the idea behind Zayn is NXT, so he'll go. Obviously, that wasn't meant to be his main roster debut. Apparently, that's now come out. So he'd have gone back down to NXT for a couple months more and then been brought back up. Well, at least a couple months and been brought back up eventually.
Yeah, Zayn's not going to come up to the main roster until at least SummerSlam or after SummerSlam.
Finn Balor is probably going to be just before that.
I don't know if they can afford to at this point, because now that Tommy's out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would just leave you with Steen, Tyler Breeze, Solomon Crowe, Corbin.
I forgot Tommy was that as well. Well, they've now got a situation, because with the triple threat of Tommy, Balor, and Tyler Breeze, they could have just had, if Sami Zayn is as injured as everyone thinks he is, they could have just had it become Breeze versus Tommy and then put Balor in the main event. They can't even do that now.
Well, they couldn't have done it anyway because of the way they've promoted it. Obviously, the build-up to this takeover is it's all pre-taped.
Yes, that's the problem, I suppose.
Well, the only way they could have done it is if they'd cut a promo maybe during the beginning of the show and had him taken out or something.
Well, the way it sounds is that Sammy's going to gut it out. I mean, we haven't really heard anything about the extent of the injuries or anything. So, I mean, who knows?
Yep.
Yeah, but,
But yeah, it sounds like he's going to gut it out, and he's going to be in that match. So, I mean,
when the results of an MRI are not revealed, it generally implies that it's not good. Just look at Brian.
I stick by what I said. I think the whole thing's a work.
You think the whole thing's a work?
I think it's a work. I mean, what other way to make John Cena look strong for facing Rusev after being beaten down 3 weeks?
Looking at how his arm went limp.
Well, I mean, they could have told him to do it from the very beginning.
I gotta say though, if anybody can do it, it's Sami Zayn.
That's true. I have my doubts considering how he told Bret Hart, I think I just blew my shoulder out.
Yeah, that one's different.
What?
I mean, we just ignore that. I mean, it's WWE. What do they know?
I was going to say, none of you noticed that.
No, I did notice that.
As he got in the ring and he spoke to Bret Hart, he leant over and you can see him mouthing, I think I just blew my shoulder out.
Wow.
I think if you look back at the tapes as well, you can see me say to Bret Hart that 4 out of 10 is not good enough. I mean... Yeah, boo to you. I mean, whether it's story or not, Sammy will get called up, and he will sadly become the new Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Which just means he's going to have a glass roof, and the fans are going to push him against it till he gets squashed, and eventually makes his way through. Then he's just going to be covered in cuts and bruises. That's exactly what's going to happen, same as Daniel Bryan.
Similar, except without the cuts and bruises.
He's going to be A-okay.
Yeah.
Because
Don't you
thing
worry
is, Zayn's ability to tell a story in the ring surpasses anybody else in the... I want to say in the company right now.
His ability to draw sympathy is his greatest strength, and he can do it like no other, especially nobody else in the company right now.
His title win, his big title win, will be the same as AJ Styles was when he won the TNA title.
Which time?
The first time when he got the big reaction.
I don't remember.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen.
I don't remember. I don't know. He had that belt so many times.
Yeah, but it gets to a point where Sami Zayn isn't going to be... I kind of agree with Vince Russo in that he won't be the biggest guy in the company.
No,
He'll be big.
He's not going to be John Cena, but I mean, he's someone that can main event TV. He can main event shows. He can be, the second or third to last match on a pay-per-view. He can open up every pay-per-view and get the crowd ready. He can put on a 10-minute match with anyone, and it's going to be good. I mean, you need those guys on your roster. He's a glue guy. He's going to make everybody better.
I tell you, if I'm Roman Reigns, I am shitting my pants. Because...
No, he's fine.
Oh, that's the thing. Is he, though? Because the fans are going to turn on him real quick when guys like Zayn, Balor...
If I'm Roman Reigns, I ask for a match with Sami Zayn to get some advice. If I'm Sami Zayn, if I'm a Roman Reigns, I ask for a match with Sami Zayn so I can get some advice from him.
He's fine. He needs to stay away from him. I mean, they're both faces. Just stay away. Ask him for some advice backstage.
I don't mean like on TV. I mean like at live events or something. If he could work a match at a live event and just get some feedback from Sami Zayn.
Well, let him be tag partners.
Agreed.
Because right now Roman he's got goodwill. All that negative shit that he had with live crowds gone. He's getting a good reaction again. The crowd is solidly behind him.
Because he's being pushed out of the main event picture.
You want to make a main event for a house show? You have Roman and Sami versus Owens and Rollins.
Oh, now that is a main event for a house show. That's a main event for Monday Night Raw.
No. We don't put tag matches in the main event anymore. God damn.
No, that's
that's all that we did.
Tag match that people would not object to.
So obviously this episode's a little bit different because we've had JTG on in the first hour. How would you guys feel if we make this next hour? How you would feel about your bad shit in WWE just now? What you want changed?
My bad shit.
Your bad shit.
I'll talk about whatever.
What's bad shit WWE? Because I feel we're awfully positive about WWE at times on this show.
We are. Well,
try.
it's not.
You guys are. I'm not. I just sit here and go, wow. I didn't say where's Sami Zayn on the main roster, guys. Come on.
Well,
I think the important thing is, Chris, you can admit that though.
Yeah, you know that's you.
I admit that I am an IWC smark.
It's fine, and you know what? That's why we like you, because you could come out here and admit that, and your guys that you like, you are so passionate, and you will fucking defend them with your last dying breath. So
yeah,
it is admirable.
You should see the response I had to someone who told me Sami Zayn can't wrestle.
Oh my God!
I've got this lovely image in my head of Chris on his deathbed whispering, "Give Sammy a push."
I want Zayn and Balor.
That'll be me if we go to WrestleMania next year, and I ever see Triple H, I'll be like, "So, when Sami Zayn get his world title run?"
You'll get the reply of when it's best for business.
And I get the reply, "It was best for business 10 years ago. Where is it?"
Oh no, he'll do to you what he did to JTG. He'll go off into Vince's office and never come out. So, oops, sorry JTG, I gave away a little bit of the book, but yeah.
So that's made me want to go out and buy the book.
Yeah, read it, dude. I'm telling you, I read it in about a day, and it's so much fun.
Because of stuff with having my final exam yesterday in university, I haven't had a chance. Now I want to read that book.
You will have such a different perspective on the wrestling business. It's insane. You know how I've always called it high school? He validates it.
No, I can definitely believe that it's high school backstage.
Yep.
Everyone's got their little cliques, everyone's got their little friendship groups, and this person doesn't like this person, and this person doesn't like that person, and...
just read it. You'll get it.
So-and-so says something about me behind my back, so I'm not going to talk to him.
Yeah, that's essentially all it is.
This guy said so-and-so said something about you. Yeah, I can imagine. Jeez.
Oh, don't worry. It gets even more petty than that. So, yeah, definitely go check it out. And listen to our interview that we did.
Yes, and listen to the interview we did.
Yep.
Did Paul disappear too?
I think he's just disappeared.
Right, I've learnt my lesson. I'm just going to leave my camera turned off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we lost Paul.
So yeah, we're going to talk shit about WWE for the next hour, because fuck them. It's been an awful product for the last week.
Okay.
Tag matches in the main event, how do you feel about it?
Tag matches in the main event, sometimes they're relevant, most of the time they are not. If you're going to have a tag match in the main event, you make sure it's match of the night. You should never have a main event match of Monday Night Raw that is the worst match of the night.
Agreed. I like this idea that a main event is your main attraction. I don't understand why it's not the main attraction. It should be.
Well, this is why when you look back to Hell in a Cell last year, we talk about Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins being allowed to main event Hell in a Cell, which to me was perfect, because one, it was giving the idea to the guys that deserved it, but two, it was also giving it to the guys that were going to have the best match regardless.
Yeah, it was very much a case of like, you made your work, you've done your time, you've paid your dues, this is what the fans want, so we're going to give it to them. And it worked out so well.
Yeah, where they keep putting... What was the main event this week?
That's a good question. I honestly don't remember.
I don't.
Oh, was it not? It was Orton versus Rollins.
Singles.
Yeah, it was a singles match this week for a change.
Oh.
I know, right?
I didn't make it that far into the show.
Yeah. The ending was interesting. The idea that Ambrose was standing above everyone is very weird.
Well, I love the concept of Dean Ambrose winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
I do too, but not just now.
I honestly think that, no. I think that this is... He'll be given a Daniel Bryan run of the fans want it, but it won't happen until they decide it's going to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, I listened to his interview that he did this week, and there was some nice moments in it. He did one with Michael Cole, and it was a case of, I wish I could win the belt, because it would be fun just to see how the Authority react. And he was hinting very much at a storyline, much like Daniel Bryan's was. But I would like to see, I mean, honestly, I would like to see Seth Rollins hold that belt until SummerSlam and just get his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar.
I've fantasy booked him to have that belt until WrestleMania. So
Really? Seth
yeah.
WrestleMania?
I expect him to lose it on Sunday and become the Shawn Michaels kind of villain.
Well, just evil with a bodyguard.
Evil with a bodyguard and slightly obsessive.
Who'd you make his bodyguard?
He has J&J Security.
Yeah, no. Who'd you make his bodyguard?
Tamina.
Yeah, I said this. I think Tamina should be. I honestly would be okay with that, but they have to use her like she was China.
I'd say Charlotte.
It'd be good, but the fans like her too much.
Okay,
Yeah.
give him Mark Henry.
Mark Henry would be good. I'd even go with a Big Show because he's not been around for a while. They're going to end up bringing him back in the next 2 weeks anyway. So
I have to admit, I saw something on WrestleZone that said something about Big Show's future, and I was like, oh, please, 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 please be retirement, please be retirement, please be retirement. Oh, it's coming back, crap.
Oh, I'm sure they'll probably find some way to weasel him into either the main event there on Sunday. He'll have something to do with it, or the next pay-per-view in a week and a half. So.
I've completely lost track. Is he meant to be face or heel now?
who?
Who
Oh,
knows?
he's still heel, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see how long that lasts this time.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
There's a thought. What's your thoughts on the Elimination Chamber?
Ooh, this is a... I have no issues whatsoever with the way that they're doing the Elimination Chamber.
I think it's very clever just to put it on the network.
I think for a business plan, putting it on the network will make people buy it. I, however, think that they need to make the matches worth watching. You do not have random ass guys like R-Truth in the Elimination Chamber.
Do you use 3 teams or 4 teams in the IC title match?
What do you mean by teams?
Sorry, not the IC title match, the tag match. Because the tag match is going to be in the chamber too.
In that case, 3.
I'm tempted.
Well, how
to
many
say-
chambers do you have? You got 4 chambers, and then 2 guys start. So you have 6 guys.
Well, you see, I was tempted to say just use 6 teams.
No, you can't be having 2 guys in a chamber.
Yeah, but you have it elimination style, so why can't it work?
Oh no, because it'll be uncomfortable. You try to have Rowan and Harper into a fucking chamber. 1, it's gonna smell terrible. And 2,
They're vented.
they're too big.
You've had Big Show and Goldberg in one of those. They'll be fine.
Too big.
I have to admit, it did seem like they couldn't move when they were in it, so I'm not a big fan of that either.
Aesthetically, they would get shit on so bad.
Well, then you have them start the match. They don't need to be in the pods.
You can imagine the memes that they would have had about that.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah, okay,
they
yeah,
would.
true.
They would get murdered. basically.
Cesaro and Kid would just look like 2 cage dancers, but yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
Not that I know what that looks like. I mean, I've never seen a cage dancer. Not me, no.
No, of course not. But as far as Elimination Chamber goes, I love the idea. I love that they're putting different matches in there. That they're going to be contesting for different titles in these matches instead of the same thing. I just wish that it wasn't so close. This is like what three basic pay-per-views that we're going to have this month. You're saturating the market there, folks.
If ever there was a reason, though, to buy the network.
I have to admit,
Right.
I think it would have been better for them to announce Elimination Chamber on a Monday Night Raw. If they said on Monday Night Raw, on whatever, we're going to have the Elimination Chamber, that would have worked a lot better.
Oh, just do it as a Raw. Yeah,
Well-
that's not bad. I mean, if you're looking for just a strict ratings pop,
What can I say?
know,
The issue
that's
they've
what
got,
they would do.
the issue they've got right now is they're dipping subscribers, not subscribers, viewers. The views are not as high as they used to be.
Because the program's shit.
Yeah, because the program has gotten bad. I mean, we already know who's going to be the new IC title.
Do we?
Yeah,
It's either going to be Sheamus or Barrett, and I'd rather it was Barrett.
it's going to be Sheamus. He's already being advertised for live events. How's it being Sheamus?
Yeah, but that live events are always subject to change. Always.
Card subject to change.
But he's advertised as the IC champion.
Yeah, so. I mean, put it this way.
I would.
Roman Reigns was advertised as WWE champion after Mania.
It's little things like that that help keep kayfabe alive, where they could intentionally throw that out there, you know.
I would like someone like Neville to be IC champ, and for Neville to actually start winning his bloody matches.
I'm fine with him being an undercard champion, absolutely. I would like for someone like him or Sami Zayn to be the guy that takes the title off of Cena.
Zayn would be the guy that would keep a title and hold it and lift it. Neville's the guy you give a title to keep it where it is. Zayn's the guy you give it to lift it.
I think Neville can still do that if they want to keep with the same thing of defending it every week, treating it like it's a TV title.
I want Neville to be the guy who's the IC champion by the time that Money in the Bank comes around, because they're going to put him in a ladder match. I 100% guarantee that.
I want there to be more than one ladder match, one and one Money in the Bank even.
Oh no, I'm happy with one Money in the Bank, but
Or
one WWE.
Or better yet, if they make it one Money in the Bank and you can cash in on any of the 3 titles.
Yeah, but then it would be pointless to cash in on a mid-card title. That's how everyone views them, as mid-card still.
That's why people view them as a mid-card title. Because they aren't treated like a main event title.
Right, that's why you have the U.S. title on John Cena, and that's why he has this open challenge every week. I mean, that title means something at this point. 1, because it's on him, and 2, he's putting on the best match every week.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean a lot, but it means more than it did, 2 months ago.
This is the most that the U.S. title has ever meant in WWE.
I wouldn't say ever, but recently.
Who beats him?
Who beats him? I want to see someone like Neville or Zayn. I want to see one of those young guys beat him.
I want to see. I don't want to say Kalisto. Balor.
Yeah, one of these young faces. I want to see a young face beat him, and then get that rub afterwards, that respect rub. Like he gave respect rub.
I tried my best not to laugh too hard.
Like he gave to Zayn in the ring and in backstage too, man. Yeah, he really snugged up that STF backstage too.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to see.
So you heard it here first. Paul wants to see Neville get a rub.
Yep. From Cena. In the ring and out.
I need an image of Mae Young quickly. Wow. I feel like you're joining the Creep Nation girls here.
That's what I'm doing. I've got to keep pace with them. Jeez, they got like hand fetishes and shit. So
those girls are really weird. I mean, hand fetishes, Roman Reigns making weird sex faces.
I know, it's weird.
At least get him doing the sex without the sex face. I mean...
Oh, jeez. And then I post a couple pictures and I'm the fucking bad guy. No, because I post a couple Mae Young and Moolah pictures. I'm the bad guy. Like, I'm a creep. Yeah.
If you look between those wrinkles, you'll see a delicate woman.
She is. She's a flower.
Ooh.
A wilting flower.
Oh.
In regards to the Elimination Chamber, I've just seen the officials backstage cannot decide between 6 or 3 teams.
I think it's going to be 3. I think they will choose 3. 3 or 4, probably. I just don't know how they would do 4.
Well, the issue they've got now is they've got New Day, Ken and Cesaro, Harper Rowan, Primetime Players, Lucha Dragons, Los Matadores, Axel Sandow or...
Axel Sandow and Ascension get their own match.
They have 8... They have 8 tag teams. Huh.
Right, so you use the 6 most established ones. So Lucha Dragons, Harper Rowan, New Day, Kid Cesaro. There's 4.
Yeah, but then you got to pick Los Matadores. No, that's not.
And if I'm picking either of those teams to take out, I'm taking out Harper and Rowan.
Yeah, you could take them out. I mean, they haven't been like officially established as back, even though we're leading that way. But
I still don't know if that's what it's leading to. I'm really quite interested by that.
yeah, that was one of the few things that I enjoyed, except for the fucking commentary in that match, where they're sitting there betting on, well, how fast do you think Fandango's gonna lose? Are you fucking kidding me?
This is Fandango who fucking won 2 weeks prior and became like the biggest pop in the building.
Yeah, you just got him back to bringing back the music, getting the fans back, doing the Fandangoing, and now you're gonna treat this guy worse than the fucking Brooklyn Brawler. I mean, that right there, that's my heat of the week. By far. I mean, who in their fucking right mind told them that that was a good idea?
Well, here's something interesting for you, by the way. I'm sure you guys have seen the news that who Chris Jericho will be working with over the summer.
I have. I'm intrigued, but it's very weird that WWE use prior names.
So Chris Jericho will be having a match with Finn Balor.
Oh, wow.
He'll be working with Finn Balor in Japan.
I would care if Chris Jericho was relevant.
However, the issue here, Jericho was originally meant to face Itami.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes
But
sense.
because Itami got injured,
Right.
well, Jericho's basically asking for he's asking for a match that the Japanese crowd will love.
Yeah, and Prince Devitt was huge over there for New Japan.
Right.
So, yeah, makes sense.
I might get a lot of hate for this, but Jericho is one star I can't stand since about 2009. I genuinely hate the fact that this guy still believes he has pull and has the right to say, I want a good match, if he's not there. I mean, he's a part-time star. He's not got the same pull as Brock Lesnar or The Undertaker, or even Triple H. I mean, regardless of what people say.
However, he has more than most people on the current roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to know who's a big fan of Chris Jericho's?
Go on.
JTG.
I know. And this is why I'm glad I said it after he's left. Don't get me wrong, Jericho has had some great matches, and he's had some great moments. He's played a really good heel, he thinks outside the box, and he is good at that. However, he's an ass. You know, like, you can be good at something and still be an ass.
Oh, I completely agree. You know, I used to the last WWE T-shirt I bought was a Chris Jericho one. So, you know, I was definitely a Chris Jericho mark until, you know, until he showed his true colors and took credit for inventing everything, and, you know, that type of stuff. But he could still put on a good match. He's still a name. And for him to just be working house shows, I think that's really cool.
It's because it fits his schedule, though. It's not because he's giving back to the fans. Like, he said that himself.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know, that kind of bugs me. I mean, there's other stars that could be used. That's why they're on the roster. This is how you help establish stars.
However, what you then have to ask, how many guys can work with the younger talent, not mind putting younger talent over, and giving advice to the younger talent?
Right, yeah, he's gonna help Finn Balor learn that WWE style.
Yeah, you look at guys like he went down and he had a feud with the Wyatt family. He went down and he worked Bray Wyatt multiple times in NXT.
Unfortunately, that feud sucked ass.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah, but you can see Bray Wyatt improve in ring over the period of that feud.
Right. Yep.
Okay, but on this same page though, you've still got the idea of John Cena versus Rusev. Surely this feud should be over by then. This is July 3rd, by the way. This feud should be this feud should be over by then. So John Cena could be working with any of these stars, helping them get the new style. Like, we've already seen him work with Neville and with Sami Zayn. Let's have him work with someone else. I mean, you've got him there with Finn Balor. Why not have him work with Balor?
Yeah.
You've also got Kevin Owens appearing on July 3rd.
I would actually have Kevin Owens versus Cena. I think that Owens would learn so much from that.
I would have him come out in his Kill Owens Kill t-shirt in the same colors as the Rise Above Hate. But that's just me. I mean, you've got these young guys going to be there. You've got Kevin Owens and you've got Neville, plus the Lucha Dragons. They're all going to be there on July 3rd. I mean, I know Chris Jericho's July 4th, but he could be working with any of these stars. And you could put Chris Jericho with someone like, I don't know, put him with Neville. Why not? Put Kevin Owens with John Cena and put Neville with Chris Jericho.
See, I'm a bigger fan of giving them a Balor because I think that they're making a long-term investment. I think they're expecting Neville to be a mid-card guy. I think they're expecting Balor to be up there.
I'm just upset about the idea of Cena and Rusev continuing for another fucking month and a half.
It's
At
disgusting,
least.
right?
Fucking move on. Didn't they learn anything from Cena and Bray Wyatt going too long?
Well, no,
Apparently not.
this is the issue. They never they never do seem to learn their lesson. And as we determined earlier, things determined last minutes, that could change very, very easily.
Yeah, geez, let's hope that this is going to be one of those instances of a card subject to change.
I fucking hope so, because I don't want to see that feud anymore.
No.
I mean, I'm still questioning with how Rusev goes.
Yeah, because I mean, they have shown, unless he gets that title back, which, do we think that
Still
happens?
I think he does. I honestly believe John Cena loses for the first time.
On Sunday.
I think he does, yeah.
I see cost Rusev the match.
John Cena will quit for the first time, and it won't be on good terms. He'll use Lana.
I really love that idea.
I think
really
he
do.
threatens to hurt Lana, and Cena's like, okay, I quit. Bearing in mind, this will be the first I Quit match that Cena's lost, and it's also the first time he'll have lost at Payback.
I think a few weeks ago there was something that was done best. Was when he very, very, very clearly said, "I quit," and I was like, "Are they going to go the Mick Foley angle of recording?"
Oh God, I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not, because that was so poorly done, and watching it live. You know, I remember I was watching it with a group of friends, and you know, I caught what was going on. And I think another one of the guys did, but you know, a couple others were just, you know, they didn't get the idea that was piped in. So, yeah, that was definitely a miss.
Unless Rusev says it in Russian, and he gets away with it.
It's
that
not
could
bad.
actually work. That could actually work if he
He
says
could
it
quit
in
several times. Cena's like, oh, he said I quit, and the referee's like, I don't understand. He doesn't speak English. What's he said?
I didn't quit in English. I love that. I like that one too. That's funny.
Why am I not booking this angle? God damn, I'd get Europeans over.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you definitely came up with two fantastic endings that would work.
And neither of them will be used.
The one with Lana, that one has an outside shot.
No, the one with Lana will cost Rusev the title.
More than likely, yes.
And then I love this idea that Rusev then, this is where I go a bit crazy, Rusev will superkick Lana, Lana gets amnesia, 6 months later she comes back, she can wrestle, and she's American. And Vince is happy.
Unless I get the segments with Santino teaching her English, I don't care.
I would love Santino teaching her English. Make it a network segment once a week.
Yep, that's what I want. You don't give me that,
10 minutes.
if I don't get that, I don't care.
See the amount of things you could have them say, like, try and say, like, spatula, and it's just coming out like spa, 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 and then Santino slaps her in the back of the head. It's like the old Bully Ray routine.
That's terrible now.
It's going to happen, though.
Never mind, you can't write that part. You leave that to me and Santino.
Okay. I want to see Santino at least once.
Yes. Maybe. Possibly.
Who knows? Potentially.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he's still on good terms there, so, I mean, you know, why not keep him around and let him do, you know, something fun like that?
You never know, they might get JTG back in.
No, definitely not.
That ain't going to happen. Although that would be funny as hell. Could you imagine if JTG and Shad had been there when Lana's there? I can't even imagine the amount of jokes that they would be trying to make about that.
Boy, did they miss the boat on those guys. But, again, you know, you read the book, you understand what happened, why they never won tag team titles, you know. Thanks, Shad.
By the way, can I just say, if Rusev puts Lana in the camel clutch, the cameraman is going to be in the best position.
Which
This isn't TNA. They're not going to give you that angle.
And they'll give you the front one.
Don't forget that they can't give you any man on woman violence anymore.
You say that they can, they just haven't used it and they haven't outlined it yet.
That's real edgy, and you know how sensitive fans have become.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They need an edgy product, and the issue is I don't think it's fans. I think it's Vince being worried now.
Yeah, your fans chant EC dub. They want ECW to be. Some fans want an edgy product, some don't. The issue you then have is you have guys in the company, and this is something that writers like Mark Henry have said, like Triple H have said. They have kids now. They don't want to be doing stuff that their kids would watch, and they wouldn't want their kids to watch.
Right.
And I don't think that Vince would want to be in a situation where he's writing scripts for people who don't want their kids to see. I mean, let's say you put Roman Reigns in a really edgy angle. Do you want Roman Reigns' daughter to be watching that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do. I want her there with fucking eyes peeled just like a Clockwork Orange. She can't fucking blink. Watch, here's your dad getting punched in the fucking face repeatedly.
Okay, so I said obviously I think Rusev wins at Payback, but Johnny Goldsmith has said I can see it happening purely because I think it'll just lose it again at Elimination Chamber.
Ugh.
I
Johnny
think
Goldsmith.
Not.
That's a good name. I like that name, Johnny Goldsmith. That's
it
good.
sounds like a condom brand.
No, it doesn't.
Use a Johnny Goldsmith.
No, he sounds like a spy.
Stop your swimmer from being a winner.
I could say something very offensive, but I won't.
He's one of your friends, huh?
No.
He sounds like a James Bond villain.
No, that wasn't where I was going with that.
Johnny Goldsmith.
Goldsmither. I like it.
Wow, we got Paul singing.
I like Johnny Goldsmith's name.
Johnny Goldsmith, you got a fan?
Yeah, I'm a fan of your name, brother.
So yeah, IC title, Chris. I know you mentioned that being in the Elimination Chamber. You said you don't want R-Truth in there, so who do you pick as your 6 guys?
Well, here's the issue. We know Sheamus is gonna win, more than likely.
No, we don't. Damn it.
No, we don't. Not after. What's his face? King Barrett. He got a win on Monday, which was pretty surprising. So, it seems like they're giving him a renewed push for at least a week or two.
They've done away with bad news, and he's now king.
Yeah, well, because that gimmick got over. And then they're like, oh, fuck that. You quit talking. Start doing sit-ups.
The issue was it got over. It had face reactions, not heel reactions.
Yep, and they should have just went with it and turned him face.
Okay, IC title. I would actually put Roman Reigns in the IC title picture.
Roman Reigns in the IC title picture. Pass.
I would actually have something happen in which, following everything that happens at Payback, whatever it may be, the Authority decide that Roman Reigns is a threat, and they decide to put him away from Rollins.
What about Roman being the guy that beats Cena for the U.S. title?
No.
I like that. I'd rather see that.
I'm also happy with that. That's how John Cena got to WrestleMania.
I would rather see Cena lose to a young up-and-coming guy. I'd rather see him lose to Bo Dallas. And that's saying something.
Oh, no. Oh, WWE, you so stupid.
You know who you put in the IC title picture? Adam Rose.
He hasn't. You gotta build that up. I mean, he has a lot of goodwill coming from that ESPN special, but they haven't done anything with it.
People want Kruger badly.
Yes, Leo Kruger may be a thing. Come on, we had Jack Swagger turn up out of nowhere and become a real American elimination.
Yeah, you also had him become a champion and then got caught with weed.
Yeah, I would argue bring Leo Kruger in for Elimination Chamber.
No, maybe not for the Chamber, but I could definitely see it for something like Money in the Bank or SummerSlam.
No. Leo Kruger in the IC title picture for the Elimination Chamber.
Craven the Hunter in the Elimination
That's all.
Chamber.
Yeah, that's all I think of when I hear him. To be honest with you, I'd like to see, for me personally, I think realistically as well, you're looking at Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, Barrett, Neville. That's 4, and then you've got 2 open spaces. I'd say they probably put Stardust in there.
Yeah.
R-Truth won't be. But if Dean Ambrose loses, I imagine they might put Ambrose in there.
Well, here's a question. What happened to Rob Van Dam?
To Rob Van Dam, he's not coming back until they decide. He was on 90-day contracts, remember?
I know that he's doing some stand-up comedy.
Yeah, he's probably doing a lot pop.
Hey, let's get him on the show.
I would love to get Van Dam on this show. Guys, if you're listening, go and question Van Dam. Be like, hey, man, you heard that show Lowdown? And you'll be like, yeah, they're shit, but I'll do it.
They're the shit. That's what you meant.
In that case,
yeah. And if he comes on, we'll give him some of our shit.
Hey.
For the IC title, then, I would throw in a guy like Rhino.
Call up Rhino for that match? You know what? I wouldn't mind it because you know that somebody would be getting gored through the pod.
Yep. You know something interesting that this is going to... What I'm actually trying to do is figure out who is actually from Texas.
Kerry Von Erich.
Undertaker.
David Von Erich.
I'm trying to think of people they could realistically put in.
Lacey Von Erich.
Kerry Von Erich's foot.
Shawn Michaels. I mean...
Shawn Michaels is back.
He is me trying to be serious, and, you know, you guys, yeah.
Sorry, Chris. Sorry.
Guys, thanks.
Oh, Jack Swagger. What about Swagger?
Swagger isn't a bad
Yeah.
Swagger's been employed by that company.
What about, I'll call this one, you put Kofi and Xavier in the tag one, and then you put Big E in the IC one.
I like that.
Not a bad shout.
And I'd really be tempted to say let Big E win it, but because then you've got the New Day at a heel stable holding all 3 titles. Well, 2 of the titles if you want to count tag as one.
And then you even let them defend the U.S. title with Freebird rules.
Well, here's the interesting.
Oh god, that'd be amazing.
I mean, the IC title.
Here's the interesting.
I'd love that. That'd be good.
Isn't a pay-per-view. It's a
No, it's not.
So because it's on the network, you can afford to put someone from NXT in there. You can afford to take a guy who's in specials that's on the network and put him in a special on the network.
Here you go. While the May 31st Corpus Christi show was originally set, it's likely to bring out the full stage setup as Raw is in San Antonio the following night. The cost of doing a show on the network will be significantly lower than running a standard pay-per-view, because there's no buy rates to consider. The talent probably gets paid slightly less, and they don't burn money on the actual pay-per-view feed itself. And the company gets to sell subscriptions based on one of the highest selling events of the year. The decision to run the surprise show was the last day of the month is actually pretty ingenious, as the network is free during the month of May. That seems really silly to me. Like, subscribers will see that, but I don't think they're gonna subscribe because of that.
You know who?
No, yeah. Why didn't they save that for June? Let that be like the first Sunday in June.
Because
So then,
they're trying to get people to subscribe.
right?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And you would entice them
knowing
with
that that's in the first month.
Yeah, that's your carrot right there. Here's your carrot. You know.
Unfortunately, that's not how they think.
Right.
It's not. Oh, here's your reward for. It's not here. It's not. Oh, here's your reward for subscribing. Oh, here's your incentive to subscribe for the future.
Here's the big thing. With the King of the Ring tournament at the end of April, NXT TakeOver coming next week, Payback and Elimination Chamber all happening in a very small window, and the highly anticipated Money in the Bank coming up in June, it's like a great time to get on board with the network.
Well, yeah, and you know what I do actually? I fly over a bit. I fly over Balor. I put Balor in the IC title picture.
I can't do it. He's not allowed.
The only reason I say Balor is, like I've said, this. If this was a TV thing, and if it was televised, I would say no. But this isn't. This is the network. We're talking the WWE network where people anyway will look and find NXT. They're going to find Finn Balor on NXT, and maybe if they see Finn Balor in the Elimination Chamber, they'll be more inclined to go and look at NXT.
But NXT isn't Vince's baby, and that's why he won't do it.
But it's still on the network, which is a reason for them to subscribe. I don't think that Vince is at the point where he will push "it's not my creation" over subscribers, because they need the subscribers to keep up the quarterly reports.
This is still a guy that, you know, decided to throw away multiple millions of dollars with WCW as its own separate brand to just squash them for his own ego. So.
Yeah.
However, he also did so to acquire some very good talent.
Yeah, which he.
Yeah, but he could have had a whole lot more had he just left him alone.
Yeah.
He'd have had Sting 10 years earlier had he left them alone.
It's true.
No, all you do is open up his. All he had to do is start, you know, forking over some checks. That would be it. Pay short term, gain long term. You know, that's why Mr. Punk was right about him being a millionaire that should be a billionaire.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. Punk, though.
I was going to say, if you bring up the Power Rangers, Paul, go for it.
No, I was talking about Roman Reigns. Mentioned Voldemort there this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
So, did Roman lose on Raw? I can't remember.
No, well, it was a no contest.
But he did get DDT'd by Ambrose.
Yeah, he did get DDT, which is fine. No, he had the brawl there with Kane where he where he came out on top of it.
So he did. Because he speared him over the table.
Yeah, speared him over the table, not through it. So apparently he didn't get in trouble. I was a little worried that either he was going to be getting a shit promo or he was going to be doing a job on Monday for mentioning the P word. And thankfully he didn't. So that's good.
I actually watched that interview with him today. It's actually quite a good little like Wizard Con kind of thing. There's a kid right at the very beginning. He's like, "Do you know how the Shield broke up?" And Roman does his best. He's like, I could answer in a lot of ways, but Seth hit me in the back with a chair." And I was like, wow, that's the first question, and he's already like, you can tell he's got so much to say.
Well, you know, you gotta tailor it to a kid, though. I mean, he's a dad. You know, he knows how to talk to a kid. So.
I tell you though,
I do like the fact that he was just like can answer in a lot of ways, but yeah, he hit me in the back with a chair.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that when he comes to WWE is going to have a huge ass book to sell. Like his first 2 years in WWE is enough to like do a good film off with him just being angry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because he's in a shitty situation where he's doing his best, and the WWE are obviously like, okay, we're going to do this, but the fans are going to hate it, but you're going to do it anyway.
Yep, and after reading JTG's book, you know, we all know why. We all know why he got those shitty promos. It's called heat.
Mm-hmm, because he threw away his own promos.
Yep, which we told you guys as it was happening. This was what was going on. So again, you know, we're kind of right.
Off script, and Vince went, well, now we're going to write Suffer and Suffocation here. Oh, he's gone off script again.
Yeah.
Best make him say he's talking his fit.
You're going off script. You're telling me no about what you want to say. Fuck you. Say Suffer and Succotash.
At least he said it right. Could you imagine if he fucked it up?
Yeah. I mean, you know, we're just finally at the point where, you know, we're forgetting about those things. So.
Yeah, and we keep reminding you weekly.
Yeah, because that's what we do. I guess apparently a couple dummies on Monday there on Twitter were thinking that Dean Ambrose turned heel.
Yeah, that annoyed me. He's not going to turn heel until I say, damn it.
Under that rationale, Roman Reigns turned heel then too, because he speared Randy Orton.
Yeah, but that was by mistake. We also he slipped on that banana peel and on the baby oil from Orton.
I would really like to hope that those multiple people, this was their first time watching wrestling.
Actually, do you know what? I'm going to send that tweet out. Who watched wrestling for the first time this week?
Was this your first match? Because if that's the case, then all right, cool. I understand. You know, you don't get it yet, and that's cool. You know what? Come to us. We will educate you. That's what we're here for. But for anyone else that kind of knows better, you're fucking dope. This is how wrestling goes. It was, the match. It's every man for themselves. You could be all nostalgic and misty-eyed for the Shield, and that's cool. That's your thing. But I was more surprised that Dean Ambrose not only stood tall, but won his match in his hometown.
And now he's going to lose this weekend.
Stand tall on Monday, lose on Sunday.
Yep.
Yep.
As the gospel written by Paul.
So it is then said, so it shall be.
I think it's legitimately true as well.
Yep.
Just after Roman Reigns on the Raw before WrestleMania.
I'm almost tempted to say Dean Ambrose will look strong in this match. But then I remember he's Mick Foley in a Fatal 4-Way match.
Oh, he's eating that pin.
I think he's the first to go, and you won't get to see a Shield triple threat.
Wait, is it elimination?
I think it's elimination. It should be. It's a Fatal 4-Way, is it not?
I don't think it's elimination.
Oh, balls! I really wish it was.
Yeah, it's first pin.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me even sadder. So in that case, Orton wins.
Orton eats the pin.
What do you think of the Kane stipulation?
I think it's there to make us think the match is more important than it actually is.
I don't know. I mean, if Orton loses, then Kane is fired.
It's there to make the match seem more important than it actually is.
This is a way to get Kane face. That's it. I mean, they didn't say he was fired. They're just going to take away his authoritative position, correct?
Let me check.
That's how I
was fairly sure they said he was fired.
No, if he's fired from being the director of operations.
Oh, okay, then yeah. But he doesn't lose. Surely he can't lose.
Like I said, Orton eats the pin. That stipulation is purely there to make us think the match is more important than it actually is.
I honestly believe that Rollins will win by DQ. Although, have they said it's no DQ as well?
Yeah, you can't have you don't do DQs in 4-ways.
Let's analyze this for a second. Orton goes for an RKO out of nowhere. Reigns hits a spear. Orton throws Reigns out. And gets the pin.
Oh, so you think Orton's going to win?
No, I think Rollins gets the win. Reigns gets the spear. And then gets lobbed out of the ring.
I'm thinking Kane is going to have something to do with something.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have put him in the match for no reason.
Yeah, I got Rollins winning. So no matter what happens, Rollins is still walking out with that belt.
Yep.
Could you imagine if in the match, Kane came out, chokeslammed everyone, and told Rollins to get the pin, and Rollins refuses?
Oh wow, that's genius. I like that a lot.
He should still win later on in the match, but I think that on principle he should tell Kane no. Kane and Rollins get pissed off, and Rollins gets chokeslammed. Kane goes to the back. Rollins, very narrowly, rolls out of the ring and gets written out of the match for a little while.
My worry with this is that this match
which is then where it becomes the spear. Rollins gets back in, throws Reigns out, and gets the pin on Orton.
My worry is this match, because it's no DQ, becomes a 4-on-3 with J&J Security and Kane.
Probably will.
Oh, it's going to be a big clusterfuck at the end. So.
However, we have Reigns and Ambrose.
So then, let's predict it. What's the match of the night?
I'm going to go Cena Rusev.
I'm going to go with I might skip this pay-per-view. So, it doesn't really matter. Like this pay-per-view, there's nothing really there to go, this is really worth watching. It's sort of like, well,
this is what happens when you have a show 3 weeks from your last pay-per-view, and then you have one, pretty much a week and a half later, 2 weeks later.
But it's not that. They've rolled over every single match from last time almost.
Right.
Come on, guys. We don't want to be paying for the same pay-per-view twice in a row. That's pretty much what this is going to be. I don't see a single title change really happening at this pay-per-view.
Honestly, I don't see a single title change happening.
Oh, which is why.
Except for Rusev.
Oh, no, I say the Divas.
I don't think the Divas change yet either.
I think Naomi gets it for now.
Not yet. I think Naomi will get that, but I don't think it's going to be on pay-per-view.
We get Naomi, get it, and then we end up with Naomi versus Paige.
Yeah, I see that. Naomi Paige will happen, and then in the end, Paige versus Tamina will happen.
In the end, Paige versus Charlotte will happen.
And then after that, it's going to be Paige Stephanie at WrestleMania.
And also, it's going to be Charlotte versus Natalya.
Charlotte and Natalya, I can see happening.
I want to skip all this.
Yeah, but it's Divas. We have to talk about it at some point.
I just like to point out we've just booked like 6 months worth of Divas.
Yeah, but we've done matches, we haven't done storylines, because all the storylines with Divas revolve around Total Divas.
Yeah, which they will condense into 6 weeks worth of stuff. So
Divas have storylines? What?
Apparently.
I'm sorry, I just thought Tamina popped that thin air.
Chris, if you didn't piss, then you'd see. You got to stick around for those matches.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
A story to the Divas division. See, that's what I'm missing. I just thought it was bad writing and they didn't have any story. Oh, wait,
that's also true. Yeah, good times. Well, guys,
is there anybody that was on Total Divas that's been like shit canned?
Eva Marie.
JoJo.
Is she like officially shit canned?
No, JoJo's doing announcing.
Okay, well, whenever one of them gets shit canned, we gotta get them on the show.
Oh, we're on about getting released?
Yeah.
Oh, at this rate, I'd say Cameron's heading in that direction.
Yeah, Cameron will probably be the first one.
All right, then whoever it is, I want
Cameron, them. And then probably what's her face, Rosa.
Yeah.
Although
I would like to see Rosa with Leo Kruger.
That could be interesting. See,
whichever one of them get shit canned first, I want them on the show so we can talk about Total Divas and how much of all that bullshit is bullshit and all that junk. Because I find it interesting.
Okay, let's call it then, guys. Who wins the main event this Sunday?
Seth Rollins.
Rollins or Ambrose.
Okay. Who wins the US title, Cena or Rusev?
Cena.
Rusev. You already think Divas are changing. Do the New Day hold the belts?
Yep.
So no one's losing then?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Throwaway pay-per-view?
Naomi wins the Divas.
Still throwaway pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Oh, and we may not get Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus become an IC title match. And if that happens, Sheamus wins.
Well, we can pretty much bank on those two having a match, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Before we go, can I just mention what the fuck happened with Motley Ziggler?
Yeah.
He just looked like he came out of Motley Crue. It's awful.
No, I don't mind. You guys need to stop hating on Ziggler. Christ's sake.
Don't get me wrong, I like Ziggler and I like Motley Crue. Don't mix the two.
Don't lie, you don't like Ziggler.
I don't mind Ziggler. I just get really sick of his selling.
I grew up in the 80s, so I had enough of Motley Crue then. But I got to tell you, though, he did his best CC DeVille impression there on Monday. I just don't want it to become a thing. I'm not a Ziggler guy, but you know what? I don't want to see the guy fail.
Okay, who's going to win? Are we going to have Axelmania and Mandow?
Oh, God.
Oh, fuck. You want to know who loses? Me. That's who fucking loses in that match.
And anyone who brought a ticket.
Yuck. I'm not watching the pre-show.
The Ultra Powers.
That's not a pre-show match.
I thought it was.
You've just crushed him. You've just crushed his insides.
That's on the main show?
That's on the main show.
Oh, fuck that show, man.
I'm going to catch a rerun and skip that.
And this is why I said I will probably not be watching this pay-per-view.
Yeah, and I'm going to watch it because that's what I do, but I would honestly like to think that if Sheamus Ziggler happens, we get a Mark Henry run-in.
Sheamus Ziggler will happen.
Waddling.
It's confirmed.
Light jogging.
I changed my pick for match of the night. Ziggler Sheamus. If they have a match, that's match of the night.
I'm going to change my pick for Elimination Chamber. You put Mark Henry in there.
I'm not opposed to that.
Who else is more terrifying to put in there with a bunch of skinny guys than Mark Henry? That is like being locked in a cage with a gorilla.
Do we have Ryback and Bray Wyatt? Is that happening at this here show?
Yes, and I believe Wyatt wins.
Wyatt wins.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, I'm going to question Wyatt, and it's very upsetting to me. Like, honestly, bag of dicks if he wins. I'll just lose my shit. I mean, don't get me wrong, Ryback's good. I kind of enjoying him a little bit more than I was, but he shouldn't go over Wyatt.
No, not for the first match. To me, you always have whoever's going to win the feud, they go over first. Whoever loses the feud loses the second match, and you know how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Unless he's going to beat him all 3 times, and then Ryback begins working for Wyatt.
Right.
Which I'm also okay with.
I'm fine with that too.
Essentially, Wyatt needs at least 1 win.
I am better with the concept of having a feud between Harper and Rowan and Wyatt, so Wyatt becomes face.
I think there's talk at the minute as well of Wyatt going face eventually.
There's been talk of Wyatt going face for like the past how many years?
Yeah, it's not going to happen though. Not soon anyway.
2 years now I've been discussing this.
But he's the new face of fear. How do you make that, a heel?
He's protecting the real face of fear. We've already booked this.
Yeah. You've just got to believe.
Haha. Good stuff.
Oh God, that should be a thing. I really wish it was a thing, but it's not. I mean, is there still a chance it could happen? No, but I can pray.
Oh, there's always a chance.
Look, we all need a pedo bow, I mean, I can't even say that without smiling a little bit, which is a little bit weird. But this idea that Bo Dallas is creepier than everyone lets on is a great idea. He needs to embrace the creep.
Pedophile Bo Dallas, book it.
Pedophile? I think you mean pedophile, sir.
We say pedophile here in America. So.
Yeah, but you also say America.
That's right.
That's the problem here. When you can't say your own country's name right, you don't get to say pedophile.
Yeah, well, guess what? These colors don't run, sir.
These stars don't run, no.
USA.
Oh.
That's right, tough guy.
Yeah, okay. Whatever.
What do we got on the docket for tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, we're finally going to get round to our breakdown comic book special. So because we had so many tech issues last night, last week. Wow, it's good. Time's going by. Basically, because we had so many tech issues, we're going to redo the show. We're going to rerun that episode, and hopefully you guys will tweet us in which wrestlers you should believe would be in the Avengers and who they would play. It's that simple. Comic book stars and wrestling together. What can go wrong?
Nothing.
Exactly. I mean, who doesn't want to see Bo Dallas dressed as Black Widow?
Me.
You lie.
Is there pedophile man?
Yeah, he's almost similar to Plastic Man.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
I'll get to figure out which supervillain is a pedophile, so that could be Bo Dallas.
I'm fairly sure there must be at least one of them.
There's gotta be.
If they haven't done that, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, edgy.
I've got to start writing comics then.
Are we going to go through the Robins?
We could do a Nightwing.
No, I mean, are we going to do like all 5 Robins or?
No, we'll do a Nightwing and then a Carrie Kelly.
Oh, I was going to do a Tim Drake.
Carrie Kelly's my favorite Robin.
Yeah. Really? You were awful.
What?
Dick Grayson, Tim Drake.
You're a Dick Grayson.
All right. Now get under my red hood. More innuendos like this tomorrow. Guys, this has been Lowdown. Please feel free to tune in on our app, which you can get off the Google Play Store. Just search for Levels of Wrestling. Alternatively, go to levelsofwrestling.podbean.com where you can hear ourselves, Wrestle React, Just Saying, Mind of
Pleasure.
Carnage, and the Ringside Ramblers, and more of Chris's sneezing on repeat. Guys, we've been the Levels of Wrestling. This has been Lowdown. Big thank you to JTG, and please tune in tomorrow night for Breakdown at 6 p.m. EST. We'll start at the standard time tomorrow night. A thank you and good night.
Bye.